Okay, so getting into the last piece of this, which is liberate and elevate, possible exit. Okay, um, exit means a lot of things. Okay, and we'll talk about that along the way. But the whole point, you'll notice I talk a lot about process, procedure, SOPs. I talk a lot about those things. Okay, why? Because those are foundational things that support growth and scale. Okay, so I'm pounding it in your brains for a reason. Okay, and that's why some of what you hear me say is very repetitive, because if I say it enough times, it becomes process in your brain. Okay, so we want to liberate you, though. You want to liberate yourself from yourself. Okay, why? Overused term, but most companies spend more time working in versus on. Terrible term, everybody overuses it, but just to get my point across. Okay, you want to liberate yourself from all of that stuff. Okay, and how do you do that? You do it through process. That's how you do it. You put the right processes, people, all those things. Growth, that's the growth side. Okay, again, the scale side's not that hard, as we talked about before. That's not the difficult part. It's pacing them together. Okay, and you pace them together through process. So liberate through process. Okay, identify process and document process. Okay, whether that is something you're doing, whether that is something you have an executive assistant doing, your COO does that, your CFO does that, your frontline support team. What is their process of what they're doing in their day-to-day task? Why do we want to know that? Okay, you have one support team member on your current team right now, as an example. Something happens. They have a heart attack, they just get a better job, whatever the case may be. Something happens, they leave your company. Is it easier to hire somebody new and say, hey, here's a Google Drive link to your exact job that I want you to do every single day. Document it. Or would you just prefer to spend the next 2 weeks spinning them up every day on their job? I think we already know the answer to that. Okay, so identify processes for key roles and document them. House them on some kind of work drive for visibility. Company work drive. A lot of people use Google Drive because it's free, pretty reliable. I use it too for stuff. Google Drive. Not everything you do, don't have to go out and spend tons of money. Okay, you can use free stuff like that. Okay, so document everything. Document your own position. Okay, and I'll tell you why that's so important later. Because if you step out of the CEO role and you insert a CEO, your position's documented and you can hand the keys over, okay, and take a different role in the company, right? I have that in one of my other companies. I do nothing with that company, zero, not a thing. I am more the visionary role and I collect my paycheck at the end of the month. Okay, I have a general manager. You could relate that to a CEO, a general manager that handles that whole company, okay? All of its tasks. Okay, so it's a constant implement and improve process, okay? And you should review and update quarterly, all right? Why? Process changes. When your company grows and scale, process changes with that growth and scale. It just goes without saying. What a company that's currently making $100K a year and a company doing 2 million, a company doing 10 million, they're all the same things. The processes are just enhanced a little bit differently. Why? Because the team grows, right? So what you know, Tom or Jill used to do in the HR department now is far more robust than it was back when it was, you know, a small company. Why? You're onboarding, you're hiring, you're doing all this stuff now, right? You got to have all these processes in place to do that. You know, you can use a system like TopGrade to hire people through. You know, it's just a process to hire. It's a great one. It really gets rid of a lot of the garbage. Okay. That's a great system to use. So it's really important as you grow and scale to update your process at least quarterly. Okay. Very, very important. But liberate yourself by having all these processes documented so you are not spending tons of time, you know, doing this, chasing your tail around. Okay. Chasing your tail around because you just hired somebody new. You got to onboard them. You got to train them, show them what to do. When you could have, my favorite thing to do is as they're doing their job, I make them do, I use Loom. It's called Loom. It's a video platform. It's free. I make them do Loom videos of their job. This is the way I go in and do this. It's a video. Then you do a description on a Word document, place the video in there, done. Now you don't have to train somebody to go in there and do it. There's a video. I mean, words speak volumes, but a video, I'm a video learner. For me, reading is not the best way for me to learn, but by God, if I can pull up a video, I got it the first time. Read it, it's going to take me 3 or 4 times. So everybody learns a little bit differently, but it's like they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words. It's the same with a video. It's harder to explain it in text. But the neat thing about a video, you got the video, you send it in, get it transcribed, copy and paste it for your readers, and then the video is for your video people. Okay. And now you have true, honest documentation of that position. Now you don't have to babysit somebody and kid glove them through their job. It's all right there. Hand it to them and say go. If you need some help along the way, come ask me. Otherwise, you got it. Right? Empowerment, right? That's empowering people. Okay, so liberate yourself. Start doing it now through process. Okay, be a liberator.